I am now joined by the legendary one and only Chesney Hawkes. Thank you so much for joining me, Chesney.
Oh, no problem. Good to see you, John.
Now, first things first, you've got a new single out. It's called Live Forever. It's out now. With this one, you've reunited with Nick Kershaw and producer Jake Goslin on this one. And in my opinion, it's a bit of a pop rock belter. And it feels very much like you're channeling the sex, drugs, and rock and roll lifestyle we hear from some of the stories from some of our favorite rock icons we know and love. However, I don't think that is the actual meaning of the song. So, what is the song about, and what led you to re-team with Nick and Jake?
Jake and I have known each other since we were kids, actually. And obviously, Jake has gone on to do like incredible things, and he's now like an A-list producer and working with people like Ed Sheeran and One Direction and Lady Gaga and, countless others. And we were having a beer, and Jake was like, we should do some stuff together. So I was like, yeah, we should. So I jumped at the chance, and we had so much fun doing it that I decided to bring in some mates, Nick Kershaw being one of them, my old friend Charlton, my brother on drums. We just had fun and made this record. The meaning of that particular single I had my friend Vic in mind, who was diagnosed with fourth stage lung cancer recently, but he is the biggest heart in the room, the guy that would come in and just take over life and soul of the party, takes life by the horns. It's all about just living out loud, as it were. And he has always been that. So he was the inspiration behind the song.
Fantastic. Now, of course, this is just an appetizer of a brand new album that's coming out in February called Living Arrows. There is a reoccurring theme in this one about mental health struggles set in the album. What led you to focus on that, and what can listeners expect to hear on the album?
Well, the record for me, this album is quite a personal album for me. Like you get to a certain age and you start looking back on things that have happened to you in your life, and songs just kind of started to kind of come out. I didn't even feel like I wrote them. They just kind of like you vomited them in a way, they felt like therapy and very cathartic at times. And there's one song on the record that a very, very close friend of mine took her own life, and really affected me and my whole family quite profoundly. And so I had a song in me for her. It took me a while for that one to come out, but that one's on this record. And I've looked back on some things that happened to me, in childhood, and gone and wrote about those. It's definitely a form of therapy for me. But there are some kick the doors down pop bangers that you would expect, like the first two singles, Get a Hold of Yourself and Live Forever. And I think probably the next single, which is another kind of up-tempo fun thing, is actually the first song that Jake and I wrote together. So yeah, it's exciting. I can't wait to get out there and play them live, to be honest.
Of course, the album is now available for pre-order, but if people want to grab hold of the album, where do they need to do that? How can they get hold of a copy?
The best place is chesneyhawks.com, and that's kind of Galactic central point for if you maybe want to come see me live. I've got loads of gigs next year, but the album is available to pre-order now from chesneyhawks.com, and I've got it coming out on vinyl, cassette, CDs. I've gone old school, mate.
And the thing is, people like to collect these things now. They're all collectibles again.
Yeah, it seems to be the new thing in the music industry that everybody's putting their music out on these old formats, and I'm happy. I was so going to push for that anyway, but the record label were like, "Yeah, we're definitely doing cassettes. We're definitely doing vinyl." I was like, "Yes, let's do it."
I feel like you're one of the most active musicians we have here in the UK. You always seem to be constantly performing somewhere. How do you find time to write? And most importantly, how do you find time to rest?
Yeah, those are two things that I need to do more of, to be quite honest with you. Especially this year, it's been absolutely nuts. I'm really looking forward to a little bit of time off over Christmas. But yeah, it's true. You do have to try and balance life sometimes. I have a lot of stuff that I want to do, and I'm so excited about it, and I still have passion for what I do. So it's not like I don't enjoy it. I really do, and I kind of relish living 100,000 miles an hour sometimes, and you see these kind of marathons that you got to climb, and you're like, yeah, let's do this, let's bring this on. It's kind of part of the energy of this album is a bit like that. Like the first line in Live Forever is smash it to pieces, and that really does kind of say a lot about my personality, to be honest.
I've got to ask this question. How does Chesney Hawkes spend his downtime?
Watching football.
Yeah.
Big West Ham fan. Here's my tattoo there, you know. So I love a bit of football, but really family time. That's kind of how I really want to be spending my time with my wife and three kids, our dogs. You know, that's what I'm really looking forward to over Christmas because my daughter's coming back from university and got my boys there as well. And we're just going to shut the doors. We've got some family coming over, but it's just going to be a chilled time. And so that's what we do. I watch a bit of TV here and there with the missus, you know, but you know, if I do have time off, I end up gravitating to the studio if I can get in because my son is normally in there now. All my guitars are his now, and I try and go into the studio. I've got a song to put down. He's like, "Sorry, Dad, I'm in the middle of something."
Now, I've got to say this to you because I don't know how you're going to take this, but a few years back, I actually saw you performing at an adult weekend in Butlins at Skegness, and you were by
Brilliant.
far the best performer over the whole weekend. In fact, the best performer I've seen live. Of course, with the new album, there'll be a UK tour, and that's exactly what will happen from March this year. The tour, live in 2025, kicks off on March 20th in Newbury. You've got a gig not that far away from me on March 29th at the Yellow Arch in Sheffield. What will audiences be experiencing when they come to see you live?
Well, actually, I think this tour, I'm so looking forward to this tour because I feel like it's going to be a celebration, you know. So those fans that have stuck with me all the way through. We did a little tester at the O2 in London earlier this year. It was my first headline tour for, well, in London for a very long time, and it was so much fun. So I kind of dug out some of the old songs. Obviously, I'm previewing the songs from the new album, which I'm very very excited about. But it's really a party, you know. I've got my brother behind me. I've got my son with me on stage. It's really just kind of this fun experience, you know. And a lot of the fans that are with me since the beginning, they come and they'll bring their kids with them sometimes, and so there's generational audience there that just having fun. You know, I just want them to have a good time, and that really is what it's about. There will be some moments where I'm going to play some of these songs and tell stories about the songs that are a little bit more hard hitting. But I think that's all part of it. You know, it's kind of like I kind of are going to bare my soul. Put it that way. It's going to be fun. You going to come
Can't
along to
wait.
Sheffield?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I'll be there.
Fab. See you there,
Um,
mate.
Obviously, tickets are on sale for that now, but they are selling fast. But you can get them over at your website, chesneyhawks.com.
Yes.
One final question then. We're heading into 2025. What's your New Year's resolution for 2025? And what else after the tour will you be doing?
Well, my New Year's resolution, world domination. I mean, I think you have to aim high, John, don't you?
Oh,
You
yeah,
know what
yeah,
I mean?
absolutely.
Actually, you know, I would love to have a top 10 album. That's a good New Year's resolution. Maybe lose a little bit of the old gut.
After Christmas, though.
Yeah, after Christmas. Not yet, of course not. No, get the beers out right now.
Oh, thank you so much. It's been an absolute honor talking to you, Chesney. I know you're so busy, so I won't keep you too long, but thank you for joining me. Best of luck with the new album and the UK tour, and have a happy new year to you and your family. I'm going to let you take over. I'm going to get you to introduce the song, and we're going to play it right here on the show.
Okay, John, thank you for having me, mate. And Merry Christmas, Happy New Year to you as well. This is my latest single from the album Living Arrows. This is Live Forever.